Close your eyes for a moment and imagine. You're driving through the vast, desolate expanse of the Australian outback. The sun blazes down. The heat shimmers off the endless stretches of red earth, and there's not a single soul in sight. The only sound is the hum of your car's engine and the occasional call of a distant bird. Suddenly, your car sputters, the engine chokes, and then silence. You're left stranded in the middle of nowhere, hundreds of miles from the nearest town. Panic sets in as you realize you're utterly alone. This was the terrifying reality for Ricky Megee in January 2006. A man in his mid-30s, Ricky was an experienced traveler, but nothing could have prepared him for the ordeal he was about to face. Ricky Megee's journey began as a routine drive through the remote outback of Western Australia. He had embarked on countless trips before, but this one would be different. As he stepped out of his broken-down car, the gravity of his situation hit him like a sledgehammer. The vast, unending desert stretched out before him, a harsh and unforgiving landscape. With no means of communication and no supplies, he found himself alone in one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth. The first day was the hardest. Ricky had to come to terms with the fact that he was stranded. The car, now a useless hunk of metal, offered no salvation. The sun was merciless, beating down on him with an intensity that made the air shimmer and dance. He knew he had to act quickly if he was to survive. Determined to find water and shelter, Ricky began walking, hoping against hope to stumble upon a water source or a road where he might find help. The vast expanse of the desert stretched out endlessly before him, and the sun showed no mercy. The days turned into a blur of walking, searching, and hoping. Every step was a struggle, the heat sapping his strength and his resolve. Imagine the desperation as Ricky scoured the landscape for anything edible. The desert is not kind to the unprepared. He discovered small water holes, which became his lifeline. But water was not enough. Ricky had to find food to sustain himself. He ate whatever he could find: insects, leeches, frogs, and plants. Every bite was a reminder of his dire situation, but also of his will to survive. The nights were no easier. The temperature plummeted, and the once scorching desert became a freezing wasteland. Ricky constructed makeshift shelters from branches and leaves, trying to protect himself from the freezing temperatures. Sleep was fitful and fleeting, every sound a potential threat. The desert is relentless. Ricky's battle with the elements was a test of his endurance and resilience. He faced severe dehydration, his lips cracked and bleeding, his throat dry as sandpaper. Malnutrition took its toll, his body growing weaker with each passing day. Heat stroke was a constant threat, the sun an ever-present enemy. His clothes were in tatters, offering little protection from the harsh conditions. His body was a canvas of cuts, bruises, and insect bites. Yet, he pressed on, driven by a primal will to live. Each day was a fight for survival, every moment a test of his resolve. Imagine the loneliness. Days turned into weeks, and Ricky's only companions were the animals of the desert. He saw snakes, lizards, and birds, each adapted to this harsh environment in ways he could only envy. The isolation was suffocating, the silence deafening. After 71 grueling days, when hope was nearly extinguished, a miracle occurred. A group of station workers on a remote cattle property stumbled upon Ricky. They were astonished to find him alive in such extreme conditions. Emaciated and barely able to walk, Ricky was rushed to the nearest hospital, where he received the urgent care he so desperately needed. Imagine the relief as Ricky realized he was finally safe. The hospital was a blur of lights, sounds, and faces. Doctors and nurses worked tirelessly to stabilize him, their voices a comforting reassurance. Ricky was severely malnourished, his body ravaged by the ordeal, but he was alive, and that was all that mattered. He later recounted his harrowing experience in his book, Left for Dead: How I Survived 71 Days, Lost in a Desert Hell, offering a gripping account of his journey and the lessons he learned about survival and resilience. Ricky's recovery was slow and painful. He spent weeks in the hospital, regaining his strength and reflecting on the incredible ordeal he had endured. The physical wounds would heal, but the psychological scars would take longer to fade. He had faced death and survived, but the experience had changed him forever. As he regained his strength, Ricky began to piece together the events that had led to his survival. He realized that his determination, resourcefulness, and sheer will to live had been key. He had faced one of the most hostile environments on Earth and emerged victorious. His story of survival captivated Australia and the world, a testament to the indomitable human spirit. Ricky Megee's story is a powerful reminder of the strength of the human will. His extraordinary survival in one of the harshest environments on Earth serves as an inspiring narrative of hope, courage, and the unbreakable human spirit. So next time you're facing a challenge, remember Ricky's story. Close your eyes and imagine the vast, unforgiving desert, and know that within you lies the same strength and determination that kept Ricky alive against all odds.
Thank you for watching this video. Hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos.